Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Tonight, beneath the wide Kansas sky, where the prairie winds whisper legends and the sun sets in a fire and glory, the engines awaken. The 1.5-mile tri-oval of pure adrenaline, precision, and grit. This is no ordinary track. This is where speed meets strategy, where the brave flirt with the edge of control, and where champions are carved from chaos. 17 to 20 degrees of banking in the turns, Kansas Speedway demands more than horsepower, it demands heart. And since its opening in 2001, this asphalt titan has hosted some of the most unpredictable and electrifying finishes in NASCAR history. It's a place where rookies rise and veterans fall, where tire wear and fuel mileage can rewrite destiny in the final lap. Tonight, Tobacco Road Sim Racing League is going to bring the Next Gen cars here for round number 2 of this inaugural season. I'm Rob Campbell. This is Racers Nexus in the booth here tonight with me, Emmett Crow, joining us for his first time. Welcome in, Emmett. What are your thoughts here on Kansas and the Next Gen cars?
Well, first off, Rob, thanks for having me. And ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a great race tonight. And the Next Gen cars, they're really unique at Kansas. You know, we often think about the Gen 6 and how the Gen 4 used to act and the Gen 5. But the Gen 7 are a lot different, a lot more downforce put on these cars. And there's a lot more action on the track as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Last week, Daytona kicked off the season. It was, it was a good race until we had that first carnage. And then the old saying, caution breeds caution, reared its ugly head. And from there on out, the 60 laps that we had at Daytona were more or less caution filled. So hopefully we don't see it again here this evening. Qualifying just getting underway. So relatively cool track temps and air temps here tonight, Emmett, as we're racing under the lights. So should be fairly convenient, or should be fairly helpful for our drivers not to burn off the tires. I ran a race here earlier this week in the truck series in one of the iRacing officials, and I found that you really had to nurse the tires if you want to try and make that first set run as long as it can. So interesting to see which of our drivers really push the envelope early on, try and go for all-out pace, and who kind of lays back a little bit trying to conserve some of the tires.
Yeah, and it's very unique how we see Humbert up here on the ripping the fence, Jack Humbert of the 64 machine. But yeah, just like you were saying, Rob, that's the thing about this track is, you know, when it's cool, yes, you can save those tires. They don't burn off as quick, and they don't have as much fall off as we see during the day race at Kansas. And it's like I was telling you, there was a race that I did, and it was an Xfinity race during the day, and the track was hot. It was slicker than a cat on a hot tin roof. So I mean, it's just a big difference when you go day to night, and it is a night-day difference.
Yeah, exactly. It's always more easier on the tires, I guess, when you're running at night. I was just trying to take a quick look here to see how many sets that they had, spare tire sets for this race. I believe it's 4, if I remember correctly. There should be plenty to get them through the 120 laps we have on deck here this evening. But again, that's going to be all dependent on how many cautions we have, and hopefully it's not a repeat of last week. But we do have a points championship underway, so while we're waiting for qualifying to finish up here, let's take a look and see how the points work themselves out after race number 1. Evan Stewart took the win, so that's going to put him up top, 41 points, just ahead of Joseph Smith. Jordan Fisher with 3rd place, just 2 points ahead of Kyle Ethier. Again, only 1 race in the books, so still plenty of room for our drivers to move up and down through the standings. It'll be interesting to see if any of those drivers tonight, Emmett, can work their way back up towards the front. Looking at qualifying, we've got Evan Stewart, last week's winner, currently sitting in 4th place, so right where he needs to be, more or less, to have another shot at bringing home the win here this evening.
Yeah, and that must have been interesting because I'm looking at those points and I see a lot of single car teams. So that had to be interesting. I think that had to be like a 7th or 8th grade dance when you're trying to ask a girl to dance, you know, trying to get that draft partner. But now we shift gears here to Kansas. And I mean, the thing about this next gen car, Rob, it's like every track is a pack racing. Wouldn't you agree?
I would, yeah. It just seems to be one of those cars where it's always you're glued to the guy ahead of you. But it also is one of those cars too, as well, Emmett, that they changed it. I want to remember. I think it's either last season or the season before where they changed the draft package or the draft parameters on the car, and they made it a little less or I shouldn't say a little less aerodependent, a little less friendly in the draft, where you used to be able to be about 7 to 8 tenths behind the car ahead of you and still be able to get a little bit of that draft. Now it seems to be once you get more than about half a second back of that car ahead of you, you're falling out of draft. And once you get out of draft in these cars, it's very difficult to get back into it without a ton of help in behind you pushing around the track.
Yeah, and then also, like, if you get in dirty air with these cars, I've noticed you're a sitting duck. And if you're in clean air, you're good. You're good. You're going to pull away. But yeah, if you get in dirty air, you're just like, it's like you're standing still. But another thing, I saw the announcement that Chevy is changing their body style in 26. How big is that?
I haven't seen that yet, but it'll be interesting to see. I thought on this gen of car, they were all basically cookie cutters, and it was just a matter of the stickers they put on the front, unlike the old cars, what is it, the Gen 4s in earlier, where they actually had significant differences between the front ends from each manufacturer. So you're saying they're going back to different aerodynamic packages for each manufacturer?
Yeah, that's what I read. And then, of course, you know, there's the big rumor going around the garage is that, which, like I said, it's a rumor, but the big rumor is that Richard Childress is going to be the one to switch from Chevy and go to Dodge.
That'll be interesting to see. I heard rumors about Genesis. Was it Genesis, I think, too, as well? Possibly getting into Next Gen Cup racing, too, as well. So it'd be interesting to see. I know they're leaping into the sports car world, but I also saw some rumors maybe getting into a little bit of left turn racing, too, as well. But timing and scoring, clicking over here to finish up qualifying. So let's take a look at the results here, Emmett, with Jordan Fisher taking top spot just ahead of Travis Everett. Xavier Regelbrook in 3rd with James McRae starting in 4th. Evan Stewart, last week's winner, going to start in 5th with Mojo Joseph Smith starting in 6th place. Will Moore in 7th. Brad Harris going to start in 8th. Dustin Hardy in 9th. Rounding out the top 10 is Brandon Leclerc and Blair Saunders and Michael Peaton rounding out the top 12. Just take us through the next page here, Emmett.
Yeah, 13th, you're going to find Kyle Ether lined up next to Jack Humbert. 15th, you're going to find Ronald Breland lined up next to Scott Matthews. 17th, you're going to find Chris Toppings lined up next to Aiden Ondazara. Did I say that right?
Ondarza. Close. You got her.
James Johnson in 19th, and 20th, Guillermo Oliveira.
Yeah.
And then 21st, you're going to find Jonathan Piera lining up next to Bruce Vasquez. And then rounding out the field is going to be Jeff Herrick.
Yeah, 23 car grid here this evening. You know, it's one of the things I always struggle with the most when you pick up a new league or a new broadcast. It's getting used to the names of the drivers in each league. But so we'll give you a little bit of grace of God there on that one, Emmett. So looks like the field all set up here in the pits, and then we'll be pulled out behind the pace car here shortly for a quick little pace lap, and then we get underway for green. I believe, if I remember correctly, 120 laps on the docket here this evening. Should be a ton of fun at Kansas.
Yeah, this is going to go by pretty quick. 120 laps, man. You know, with this track being a 1.5 mile cookie cutter, as we like to say, it's going to be a fun race. It's going to go quick, so watch out for these drivers. Got to save your tires and manage your emotions as well.
Yeah, the emotions can definitely get the best of you around here very quickly. So hopefully our drivers have cooler heads for this one. But we're getting underway here shortly. But while we got a moment, let's take a acknowledgement here of our channel sponsor, Apex Sim Racing. You'll find yourself a nice little 5% discount code in the description of the video and a referral link if you're looking to pick up any wheels, wheelbases, pedals, sim rigs, seats, PCs themselves. Anything that you could possibly want for sim racing, they carry, as well as their own Apex branded sim racing product brand. They carry SimMagic, SimiCube, Moza, Cube Controls, basically all the major players. Again, find the discount code for them in the description as well. And of course, again, Track Cam for Gourmets providing the cameras for this evening. So buckle in, get those belts pulled tight, Emmett. We're about to go green.
I got her pulled really tight.
Green flag out. Jordan Fisher going to lead them into turn one. Looks like fairly calm and collected here off into turn one. That's exactly what we'd like to see. Hopefully it stays that way as long as possible.
Yeah, definitely, Rob. But look at that. We've already got a battle for the lead as the 55 of Regelgridge trying to get to the lead. He's going to shoot to the inside, trying to use that side draft just a little bit. But also he's got the 39 of Fisher behind him. Sturt was behind him and giving him a little drafting help to get him into the lead.
Yeah, last week's race winner, Evan Stewart, giving Regelbrug a nice bump, as you mentioned there, get himself up into front. That's going to cycle our pole sitter, Jordan Fisher, back down into second place. But a little bit of position changes in behind. Joseph Smith and Travis Everett swapping spots as we're on board here with Mojo, the 31 car, running up top of Smith. Smith trying to fight in the inside. Looks like we got Jordan Fisher, I believe that is, on the bottom of the apron, already coming in. Not sure if that was a black flag situation or not, but into the pits early on for a pole sitter.
Yeah, that's a tough break for the pole sitter. You know, had so much speed, and now Rickelbrook is able to just pull away. I mean, he's jumped out to not quite a second. I mean, about what, 0.5 of a second. So, but that lead is growing as he's in that clean air as well.
Yeah, we saw Regelbrug with some strong pace last week at Daytona, a draft track, but he was still able to find himself up towards the front, and in some instances actually pulling away a little bit from the back. So it looks like he and Evan Stewart right now going to work together to try and pull away from Joseph Smith, Dustin Hardy, and Travis Everett and company in behind. So we'll see how far they can get ahead before that pack behind them starts to form up here, Emmett, and to reel them back in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. That's the thing about this kart. It seems like I said, every track has aerodynamics, but like here, this is just like drafting at how we used to draft at a super speedway. And that's the thing about the draft here is it does suck you back. So hopefully he can get in that draft and catch up to the leader for sure.
Yeah, as we're on board here with Brandon Leclerc, you see James McRae up ahead of him. See the alternate lines here already coming into play here, Emmett, with Leclerc taking a little bit of the middle groove and McRae taking the bottom groove. And then we'll see Leclerc getting right down onto the apron. I tried the apron in the race that I did earlier this week in the trucks. It didn't really seem like it was all that much of an advantage. It actually got the truck a little loose as you came down the transition.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I've not ridden any sim laps here, but I've done it on console, and I mean, console's going to handle a lot different than a sim, but you know, that's the thing about this track. You get a lot of grip and a lot of speed when you do hit that apron for some reason, but we've seen a lot of guys win the race there. You know, I think back to when Justin Labonte won his first Xfinity race here, he cut the track and got it down to the apron and was able to pull off the win with that side draft.
Yeah, it's interesting how it seems to work better for some cars and some drivers than others. But you know who it's really working for right now is Regelbrug and Stewart, who continue to open up that gap now over Joseph Smith in third place. They've almost got up to a second, so essentially they have Joseph Smith out of draft. So he's going to need some help from Hardy, Harris, and Everett in behind for them to reel back in the leaders here. So we'll see if they can do it. Right now, Smith and Hardy starting to pull away from Harris in behind, so they need a little bit more of a chase back here if they want to pull the leaders back in.
Yeah, and definitely, and it looked like when we saw that shot, when our leaders were going in, it looked like they were catching. Yeah, they are. They're catching lap traffic. So that's going to be interesting also to see if any of these guys use these lap cars as picks.
Yeah, that's Jordan Fisher just up ahead of him. Our pole sitter had to come in and serve a black flag. So right now, luckily for him, though, he is the first car and only car a lap down. So if we get a yellow here and he's still in that position, he'll get the lucky dog. So he's probably doesn't want to see anybody wreck out, but he'd love to see a yellow here to get himself back into contention. But right now, it looks like Regelbrug and Stewart stronghold on the race. But a little further back in the pack, we're going too wide here. We've got Will Moore leading this pack. James McRae, Brandon Leclerc still battling it out in behind them. And the 21 of Leclerc right into the mix here on the bottom side.
Yeah, and look right here in third, Smith. That's a beautiful looking car, by the way. But, I mean, just trying to catch up to the back. Oh, sorry, we went further back. My bad. Leclerc, yeah, in the Skull Bandit. I mean, look at that throwback. I mean, I wish they could run the Skull Bandit again, but they tried to, but it didn't work.
Yeah, the tobacco ban on advertising puts an end to a lot of great paint schemes. I was always a big fan of the old Marlboro paint scheme that you'd find in F1 and Indy cars. It was always sharp. You could always pick it out from a long ways away too as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We got Will Moore battling here now with James McRae. McRae's been working that bottom apron. He's been trying to make it work, but looks like he's going to fall victim to Moore as Moore working that top side, able to get a little more pace coming out of the corner. Oh, almost into the wall on the top side there, but looks like he was able to just keep it off.
Yeah, just give it to somebody, hit the wall behind him. But yeah, look at that Bobcat machine of Will Moore hanging on to that number 7 position, doing a great job on the defensive side, keeping keeping McRae at bay behind him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Looks like McRae getting a nice run here this time. Not enough to make a move around Moore into turn 2. See what he can do on the exit, but they've got Brad Harris just up ahead of him. If they can get those 3 cars together, they might be able to chase back in Dustin Hardy and Joseph Smith, who are trying to form that chase pack, but our leaders still comfortably out front. Regelbrug still looking strong. Evan Stewart falling back a little bit with a little kiss of the wall there for Stewart heading out of turn 4 and onto the front straight. So I don't suspect he got any damage from that. Probably just a little bit of 0x, some sparks more than anything, but we'll see if Stewart able to find a little more pace here to reel back in our leader. Right now, Regelbrug looks like he's potentially going to run away with this one.
Yeah, and just saw the tire smoke from Stewart right there. I think he's just trying to find something, Rob, to find some kind of grip, find some kind of speed where he's able to catch up to Regelbrug.
Yeah, we see Regelbrug staying above the white line, Stewart opting to go below it. And right now, it looks like the staying off the apron working a little better for Regelbrug. So we'll see if Stewart adapts to that. He's keeping an eye on it. Pop back here now, Dustin Hardy. He's fallen off the back of Joseph Smith. He's actually fallen back into the clutches here of Everett and Harris, who are battling in behind him. So we'll see here now, once they got this 4-car pack together, if maybe these 4 cars can chase in our leaders. As we saw, it didn't work out for Hardy and Smith. Maybe Hardy, Harris, and McRae can have a little better luck.
Yeah, maybe they can, and they need to get hooked up. They need to stop racing each other and get hooked up if they want to catch these guys. I mean, Everett's getting away from them. They need to get into the line where they can, get that push going and get that momentum and ultimately catch up to these 2 cars.
Yeah, it's one of those, I guess it's a tough decision, right? You've got the line that you like running. Kansas has got multiple lines here. You can basically run any of the 3 lanes. competitively through the corners. And if the guy you're racing with isn't necessarily running the same line as you, it's tough to keep the draft up the whole way around because you keep breaking it into every corner. And we see the 4 cars getting back into the draft on the back straight. But as we're on board here with Everett, where you see him go to the bottom and Hardy going to take that top line. Same in behind where McRae running the bottom and Moore up on the top side. So if we can get the 4 cars kind of running the same line here, Emmett, I think they could reel back in our leaders.
And that's very interesting, you know, Rob, because when these races start, it's usually, you know, only one line takes all the rubber, but it's looking like both lines now. We got some multi-groove racing early on in this race, so that's awesome to know. And a lot of these guys, you know, they'll run that high. Oh my gosh, he's leaning on him.
What a save by Brandon Leclerc. Blair Saunders just got into the left corner of him, but Leclerc able to save that. I thought we were going to see our first caution, so I'm glad he was able to save that up, but going to lose a couple spots as Ronald Brayling going to move to the bottom side too as well and take that position away. But what a save. Yeah,
what a save indeed. And just looked like they just got a little arrow loose. Might be a little net code also right there. I got the stream pulled up, so I just saw it come up on the screen. But yeah, that was a heck of a save for sure.
Yeah, usually it ends in tears more than anything, but let's go a little farther back in the pack here. Michael Peaton currently in 16th place. He's got Bruce Velasquez up ahead. Velasquez was a regular in last season's league that disbanded and turned into this one.
Oh, we've got
Dustin Hardy, looks like our first car into the wall. Oh man, I thought he was going to get cleared out there, Emmett, as those cars came through, but he just got out of the way at the last moment.
Yeah, tough break for Hardy.
Yeah, we'll take a look here at what happened to him to kick off our first yellow. So on board here, so he got up in the wall, then just got loose off that. So that was a hard hit to get the car that loose.
What a save! Did you see those front brakes lock up to keep it off the wall after he hit it the second time? I mean, great job by Hardy, but yeah. I don't think it's going to be that tore up as much as it could have been. It could be a meatball, but it's probably a lot more fixable than it would be if that engine would have just got crushed.
You know who's happy he locked up those front tires? James McRae, who was right there on the bottom side and would have got just plucked off if it wasn't for a quick reaction there by Dustin Hardy. So we'll see. We should see pretty much the entire field come in here. Let's pick up some rubber here, Emmett, as we got our first caution underway.
Yeah, you'd expect to see everybody come in, but you know, you know me. These guys, they got their own strategies in their head, so there might be somebody that wants to gamble.
Yeah, it looks like Regelbrook came in, but looks like Joseph Smith, Will Moore, James Johnson, Bruce Velasquez, and Aiden Undarza are going to gamble, as you mentioned, and stay out. So it'd be interesting to see. Wow. Those are 22-lap old tires. Our leader is going to come out with some fresh rubber. So Regelbrook leading his pit stall here now. He's going to come back out in 7th place. So 1 through 6 running on old rubber, and that's going to put Jordan Fisher back on the lead lap. So that was our pole sitter getting his lap back. We'll have to watch and see how quickly he can make his way through the field. Looks like he's going to be starting somewhere around 18th or 19th, so we'll keep an eye on him. But right now, the real story is up front. Joseph Smith, is he going to be able to hold back the fresh tire drivers?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. And, you know, the other thing that he's got to watch is the wheel spin. Because, I mean, these are, like you said, old tires, and they're going to be cold. I'd be warming them up, you know, getting ready to go. But, yeah, watch the wheel spin or missing a shift or something and causing the big wad up in the field.
Yeah, that's probably the worst case scenario, I guess. You spin the wheels up at the front of the pack, and then everybody kind of barrels into you. We actually we saw that happen a couple times. I'm trying to remember last season. I think it was at Texas where he had a couple drivers rolling the dice, staying out on older tires, and they just couldn't get it going and spun up just before the start-finish line and actually collected about half dozen to 8 or 10 cars. And of course, you know, it's a real way to throw a wrench in anybody's kind of strategy for what they had played out for their race. But
for real.
We're got the lights out on the pace car, so we getting to go green here next time by. So let's recap here. Lap 23 of 120 is what we're on now. Lap 22 gave us our first caution, and we've had one caution. Joseph Smith was the leader at well, he'll be the leader going back green, and that's our only lead change heading into this one right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess technically it wasn't a lead change for Jordan Smith because he was our pole sitter but had to come in for the black flag, so he never actually led that lap coming around.
I wonder what the black flag was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he got it for. It's interesting to be the pole sitter and get a black flag, so.
Yeah.
But we're getting ready to go green. Green flag is out. Joseph Smith getting away. It looks like he was able to launch the car without a ton of wheel spin, but James Johnson, Will Moore in the backside. They're trying to chase him down here very quickly.
Yeah, trying to chase him down, and I mean, they did good. He did good on the start. They're pulling away. They got that clean air. Once you get in that clean air, Rob, you could drive that thing with old tires, new tires, or no tires. I mean, just riding around on rims. But I mean, that's how big the aerodynamics is with this Gen 7 car, and it's just unbelievable.
Fanning out 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide through the start-finish line in the background there. Thankfully, everybody, I was going to say everybody going to get through, but no, there we go. Yellow flag. We got a car up into the wall on the outside there. Scott Matthews on the bottom. Guillaume Oliveira wrapped up in that one too as well. I think Jack Humber is the car rolling backwards. So we'll take a look here at what happened there in a moment. Looks like Aiden Andarza might have been involved too.
Yeah, take a look.
So they're 5 wide. God. So, oh, it looks like I believe that's Ronald Brayling came down, got into Andarza in the Scrub Daddy machine, and then everybody else just kind of got collected up from there.
Yeah, that was not a clean move for the Scrub Daddy.
So Jack Humbert doing his best Cole Trickle impersonation, pulling the car backwards into the pits, throwing it into high gear and get me back out. So we'll see if Humbert able to get himself back out there. But caution number 2 going to come quickly after caution number 1.
Yeah, just like you said, you were talking about the Daytona race. Cautions breed cautions, and that's the case right now. But I'll tell you, those guys that stayed out are looking like geniuses right now.
Yeah, well, the other problem is though they've got to fire it back up again on those old tires. Our leader before the caution, or first caution, was Regelbrug. He's got himself now up into 5th place, so able to pick up a couple spots early on. Looks like the rest of our non-tire taker is going to come in this time to get some rubber. So Joseph Smith coming in. Actually, looks like Velasquez and Johnson might have stayed out again. So those are going to be our final 2 cars on old rubber here, Emmett. So have to keep an eye on them. That's going to put Regelbrug in 3rd place right in behind him. We've seen what kind of pace he's had. So I don't suspect him to try and wait around very long behind them.
I was about to say, if I'm Regelbrug, I got to remind myself to be patient because something can happen and you could run into the back of them, and ultimately you could also end your race. So just stay patient and just get around them, but do it without the aggression, you know?
Yeah, do it cleanly. We don't need another caution this quickly. So I suspect we'll go. Actually, I believe we do single file restarts if it's a quick caution right after another one. So that should help with getting another green flag run. So it will get a good look here at how Johnson and Velasquez are able to handle those old rubber.
It'll be interesting to see how they stack up the field too.
Yeah, it'll be to keep an eye on that too as well. Jeff Herrick, that's a sharp paint job on that 42 cars. He's coming out from getting his service. Dustin Hardy wrapped up in the yellow flag beforehand. Jack Humbert still in the pits too as well. We got Peden in there, Matthews, Andarza. Number of cars still trying to get some repairs on their machine. Pace car coming around. Lights should be going out this time by, and we'll be getting green again here on, I believe, we are lap 25, if I remember correctly here. Lap 28, sorry, of 120. So what's your recap here, Emmett, so far, the first 30 laps or so?
Well, it's been great action, and we've seen what the cars can do when you break away from the field and how your car acts in clean air. Um, it's been chaotic on the restarts, and I expect we'll have some more crazy restarts, but this is going to be a good race for sure, Rob. Good first little quarter, and I can't wait to watch the rest.
Yeah, if we can get another 50 laps or so like the first 25, I'd love to see some green flag pit stops here. Just kind of see what kind of wrench that would throw in the strategy. It'd be interesting to see. But we know Johnson and Velasquez still running on their original fuel load. So I remember, if I am correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think they can go maybe about 50, 60 laps or so on a full tank of fuel. So we should see a nice run here for a little while before they really need to pop in for a green flag pit stop. But we're about to get underway here. Pace car in. James Johnson going to lead them around to the green flag, and we'll see what kind of start he gets. So he gets a nice little jump, no wheel spin, but it looks like Velasquez in behind, not so lucky.
Wow.
He's got some pressure from Regelbrug.
Yeah, Regelbrug right on the back bumper of Velasquez. And you see right here, he's going to get up right there, try to get alongside of him. Get to the, oh man. He'll just drive right past him on those older tires.
Yeah, it looks like Velasquez really struggling. Johnson got off to a decent start, but Velasquez, he's going to fall back rather quickly here. The rest of the field in behind him on some fresh rubber, but it looks like Regelbrug really reeled in Johnson quickly. It's been interesting to see once Regelbrug gets by how far back Johnson ends up falling as he blinks out there. Still a bit of a connection issue as Johnson's had in the past, so we'll see if maybe that cleans up a little bit. But Evan Stewart, last week's winner, slowly working his way back up through the pack, back to where he qualified in 5th place. So we'll see if he can move up. He's right now embroiled in a pack of about 8 cars right now. Emmett trying to work his way through.
Yeah, still trying to work his way through, Rob, and we see him right here on the inside. You know, he's trying to get back to the front where he was just dominating as he comes up on Velasquez for the 3rd position. If he does that, then he'll just, if he's able to get around Velasquez with no time like he just did there, I think he can catch up to Regelbrug. Oh my gosh.
Hammered the wall there, but
car in the grass.
It looks like James Johnson, our 2nd place car, taking a
my
tumble
gosh.
through the front stretch. Is he going to get stopped? Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like everybody's going to get high of him, but that could have went from bad to terrible very quickly. It looks like it was just a solo 1-car spin, but I was going to mention just before that, Jordan Fisher, who I said, let's keep an eye on him, see how quickly he works his way back through the pack. Just before that yellow came out, he was able to get himself up into 4th, and then via Johnson's spin, he's going to get himself up into 3rd. So it'll be interesting to see if he can offer something for Stewart and Regelbrug now that those 3 cars are going to be starting nose to tail on this one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure, but I mean, that had to be tires. Yep. That's what I saw. I saw him on the grass, and I was like, there's a car in the grass, and I looked up, and he was spinning violently. I was like, okay. Oh, my gosh.
Thankfully, those cars were back far enough where they probably saw him sliding through the grass for a while, as he was a good, I'm going to say 7-8 seconds up on the grass before he came back on track. So I suspect he'll come in, get rid of those old tires, Emmett, and put some fresh stickers on, and probably won't chance running it that long again without putting new rubber on.
Yeah, I think he learned his lesson for sure.
So the field gridding up behind the pace car. Looks like, according to my timing of scoring, Dustin Hardy going to get the lucky dog, get himself back on the lead lap. So that's our red car up on the top side, involved in the yellow to kick off the first caution of the race. So we'll see if he's able to work himself back around through. I'm not sure if he's got any damage still left on that car, but interesting to see, as that's going to put us back now to 17 cars back on the lead lap. Still got 22. Looks like, sorry, we've lost a couple drivers due to attrition. Looks like we still got about 20 cars still on track, Emmett, which after about 3 cautions, nice to see.
Yeah, real nice to see. It's always good to have a full field to run with. So this is a great sight for sure.
Yeah, there we go. Lap 34 of 120. 3 cautions for 8 laps now on board here with Jordan Fisher. As I mentioned, we'll keep an eye on him, but having a looking right now, we got 4 Fords up front, so it looks like the Ford's doing well here this evening. Bruce Velasquez, our top Chevy driver, in 5th, and we've actually got 3 Toyotas here this week. Normally we just have the one where it's just been Ronald Brellan flying the flag for the Toyota brand, but we got Jeff Herrick and James McRae in Toyotas do well, as well, with McRae being our top Toyota in 8th place.
Yeah, McRae doing a great job for sure.
Yeah, he's got that paint job on there that you were loving just before we came online. But look at that profile picture by James McRae. That is a proper profile picture for a race car driver right there. You'll love to see it. So nicely done there by James McRae. And actually, if you're out there at all, maybe you're in another league racing and you want to know how to change your picture that actually comes up there, SDK Gaming, if you Google SDK driver app, it's a free app. You go on there, you can plug in all your information. You can choose your profile picture, whatever information you want. You can put your team name on there too as well. And then if you're in a league that's broadcasting and they're using SDK, it'll pop up just like Mr. James McRae here on screen.
Oh wow, that's pretty sweet. I wish ATVO did something like that.
That's why SDK is superior. I mean, that's why. I have them both. They both have their pros about them. But this is actually the new 2025 NASCAR theme from SDK. So some updates, which was, I say, needed on the old system. But heading into turn 4 here now, lights are out on the pace car. Xavier Regelbroek going to lead them back to green. But he's going to have a very excited Evan Stewart to his outside, Jordan Fisher, Travis Everett, the row in behind. Competitive drivers, very quick too as well. Will be looking to move around them. So back green again. Regelbroek getting a nice jump. Looks like Stewart kind of spun them up on the top side, Emmett.
Yeah, definitely spun them up, and that's going to allow Regelbroek to pull away. But look at that. Jordan Fisher already back into the number 2 spot as Evan Stewart's starting to fade.
3 wide. 3 wide there between Everett, Stewart, and Smith. Looks like Stewart going to try and fight back on the top side. Mojo, Joseph Smith, going to take to the apron, but Regelbroek getting back out front again, showing his domination so far in this race. But he's got that pack in behind. They're looking fairly organized for the most part, 2x2 through the turn 2 exit, but a little kiss of the wall there for Jordan Fisher. Shouldn't cost him a whole lot of anything, but maybe a little bit of narrowing of the car in the back end to be able to run a little quicker through the air now.
Yeah, should be able to.
So you see there, Regelbroek still staying above the apron, and a lot of the other drivers electing to go below it. I'm surprised that they haven't adjusted their line, seeing how quick Regelbroek's been out front without going to the apron. But Fisher getting a nice run through turn 1 and 2, starting to close in that gap. So our pole setter starting to mount a charge on our fairly dominant driver so far out front this race, Xavier Regelbroek.
Yeah, look at our pole setter though, of Jordan Fisher. I mean, he's chasing him down, Rob, and he's getting closer and closer each and every lap. Gets great corner entry and lets it roll. And corner exit, he's right there, but Regelbroek's got the straightaway speed on him.
Yeah, this is a fixed setup league, so they're all running the same setup, so there's no real advantage running a little more trimmed out car or not. It's just all down to driver skill and I guess conserving your tires here as Kansas can eat up the tires. We saw that via James Johnson showing us what happens when you're up there on old tires. But
yeah,
Joseph Smith with a nice run here this lap, really closing the gap on Fisher, bringing Stewart along with him. So those 3 cars going to get joined up here. Let's see if they can reel in our leader. But tons of competition all up and throughout this field. We got battles even farther back. Blair Saunders currently going underneath. Brad Harris up top. Kyle Ethier in behind too as well. A driver we've seen in a number of races too as well. Really strong driver last week at Talladega. A bit of an incident towards the end of the race cost him a possible win as he was looking strong towards the end, but right now has that number 8 AC Delco machine up into 8th place.
Yeah, what a sweet looking throwback that is. But yeah, old Mojo having a good run, like you were talking about, and I know Mojo Nation's probably liking it in the chat.
Yeah, we got Jamal Stevens. Let's go Mojo fast and steady in the chat. So that's Mojo's cheering squad that showed up last couple races and cheering him on right now. Joseph up 3 spots into 3rd, trying to work the high line over Jordan Fisher. Jordan Fisher's dropped down to the bottom. So we'll see here now if Joseph goes to the top side again. Fisher going to go to the bottom. They'll meet again on the exit. But looks like they're not able to really reel in Regelbrug. He's holding that 0.7 gap up ahead fairly strong.
Yeah, Regelbrug's doing a great job, and the more these guys battle side by side, the more he's going to widen that gap to the second place driver, whoever it is between Smith and Fisher.
Yeah, it looks like Smith wants to get around Fisher. Doesn't look like he's interested in and hanging around behind him for very long. But so we'll see here if maybe they alter their lines to be a little more in line with the other driver. But both of them still using the apron. We see looks like Mojo getting a nice run through there. Going to stay on the top side, work that high line. So he's carrying a little more pace than Fisher through 1 and 2. See if he makes the move into 3 this time by. He's going to go for it.
Yeah, going to go for it right here. Shoot to the inside, trying to get the side draft, trying to get the momentum. But Fisher able to carry off. But, I mean, they're drag racing all the way down to the line. But Fisher able to hold on that outside line. But it's weird because, like, Fisher's holding on the outside line. But Smith has got a good advantage going down to that bottom line as well.
Yeah, they cycled their lines here now where we got Fisher moving to the top, Smith looking at the bottom. So it's kind of testing out the other guy's line right now to see if maybe he found a little something that they had. So interested to see there where they're swapping strategy. But we got some battles going on a little farther back here. Kyle Ethier in the AC Delco machine. He's got Brad Harris up ahead of him in the Kelly Blue Book car. Blair Saunders in behind him in the 61. Right in that battle too as well, and Travis Everett leading this 4-car pack. That's a battle for 6th back to 9th place right now, separated by only a couple tenths.
Yeah, Travis Everett just holding these guys in the back, just trying to maintain that 6th position, doing a great job as well.
Looks like we had a nice green flag. I just cursed it, I know, but it looks like we had a nice green flag run going here right now. Let's take a look a little farther back. Dustin Hardy, who our driver got his lucky dog move back onto the lead lap. He's got Jack Humbert up ahead of him. Humbert, unfortunately for him, still a lap down. Looks like he's our first car a lap down right now. So maybe trying to get that position back. We got a number of drivers a little farther back, lap down. Chris Toppings, Evan Stewart, all those drivers out too as well. So actually, Evan Stewart, I'm not sure what happened to him. I don't remember seeing, but he has fallen down the order. Actually, he's looks like he's out of this one. Been in the pits for a while.
Oh wow, that's a tough break. Evan Stewart had such a good run going, but I was wondering, Rob, because like on that last restart, I think he hit the wall, and when he hit the wall, he started fading like dropping like a rock.
Yeah,
so maybe it was
knocked the toe out of it or something.
That's what I'm thinking, or maybe it could have been a hardware issue or something like that. But yeah, tough break for Evan Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart was last week's winner, so that's going to put a damper in his championship run. But there is still another, what do we got? We're doing 10 weeks, so another 8 weeks left of racing. Plenty of time to try and close down that gap. But up front, Regelbrug starting to get reeled back in here by Fisher and Smith. Looks like they've kind of found a little cooperation here between the two of them. They're not battling as much. Emmett, I say that, but Smith just tagging the wall coming out of turn 2 there. But looks like they're working together to try and reel in Regelbrug and James McRae up into this battle too as well.
Yeah, look at McRae. I mean, we were just talking about him up in, P7, and now he finds himself in P4, battling for P3 with Smith. So great run from James McRae.
Yeah. Just want to give a shout out here to the driver just behind McRae, Brandon Leclerc, up 5 spots from where he qualified. Now, if you're familiar with league racing at all, you can get a range of I ratings from low to high, and you get guys who just kind of run league racing for the most part. They don't really do any of the officials where you gain that I rating, which is basically iRacing's way of saying how talented a driver you are. So for instance, Regelbrug up front, 3.1K rated driver. Fisher, 3.2K rated driver. Joseph Smith, 4.5K rated driver. Obviously, the higher number, the better. James McRae, 2.4. Brandon Leclerc, 700. So sub 1K, hanging in 5th place right now and looking strong doing it. So hats off to Brandon Leclerc. Hopefully he can bring home that top 5 finish. Is a nice, strong race for him right now.
Yeah, and he's going to get a big iRacing promotion if he's able to, stay out of danger and be able to keep that rating. That rating's going to go way up there for sure.
Yeah, hop in some officials and watch it fly. But we got James McRae looking on the underside of Joseph Smith. So wonder if it's a matter here now of maybe the tires equalizing a little bit, Emmett, as maybe McRae saved his stuff a little bit, found that extra pace where our leaders are starting to fade a little bit, and he's charging up to the front.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think the tires are really starting to fall off, but McRae's done a great job saving his stuff, and looks like Smith has done a great job too, but Smith's might not be as good as McRae's are, as we see McRae trying to rocket past Smith right here and see if he can clear him right here. Oh, man, he does. Oh, man.
Smith going to go for the crossover, try and take that spot back, and he is. Just having a look here, both of these drivers came in, actually Joseph Smith with 5-lap newer tires than James McRae, so interesting stuff there. McRae came in on lap 21 with Regelbrug, Fisher, himself, Leclerc, Everett, Ethier, and Harris were the first group to come in. Smith stayed out a little bit longer, waited for that next yellow flag after before he came in, so relatively equal tires, but Smith is running a little bit newer rubber.
Definitely running a little newer rubber, and we see it right there as Mojo's able to just take the position away and just maintain that 3rd place right now and try to work his way up to that 2nd place driver also.
Yeah, I mean, the longer they correct me if I'm wrong here, Emmett, but the longer they battle here, they're going to use up their the rubber too as well, where you're compromising the line that you're running. So maybe if McRae was running a little easier line on those front tires as he's battled with Smith, he's going to use up that and lose that advantage that he might have had on the tires. But we see Jordan Fisher not too far ahead of them as they're starting to reel him into as well while they're battling for 3rd place.
Yeah, and the thing is also, Rob, I mean, we're only 4 laps away from halfway. So, that's also going to come into play as well.
Yeah, that's it'd be interesting as well, too, We've got 4 sets of tires I checked. So they've all used at least 1 set. They still have 3 sets to go, so they got plenty to get them to the end of the race. And as we see here, Smith going to the bottom and McRae going to the top side. McRae going to take that spot away as they move around the lap car with Bruce Velasquez riding the apron.
Yeah, McRae was finally able to get around Smith. So now McRae, can he chase down Fisher and ultimately get to the back of Regelbrug?
Yeah, let's take a look at lap times. Last time by, Jordan Fisher with a 30.87. McRae with a 30.8, so a little quicker for McRae. 31.0 for Joseph Smith. So he's definitely feeling a little bit of loss of grip on the front end for those tires. But our quickest lap last time by was our leader, 30.79 for Xavier Regelbrug. But 3rd place, James McRae, basically running identical lap times. So he's got the pace. If he can keep working this high line here around Fisher, he might have something to offer for Regelbrug up front.
Yeah, just trying to rip the fence to get around him right here. And he's able to closed a lot of that gap up, and he's right there. Now he's going to try to drive her and hope she sticks, just trying to find somewhere to put this, put that number 27 where she'll stick, and he can get alongside of Fisher as well.
Let's go a little farther back in the pack here. Take a look at this battle here now. Brandon Leclerc, I was giving him a shout out earlier on. He's been caught by Everett and Harris. They've been able to work around him, so we'll see if he's able to stick on the back of him. I think that was just a lap car potentially letting the leaders through. That might have been Chris Toppings. Yes, it was. That's our head admin and league owner coming back out of the pits. He was in there for a while, getting some repairs done. He's back on track, couple laps down. So just letting the lead lap cars through. And then, which is exactly what you want to see. You don't want to see a lap car ever really getting involved in altering a battle on track. But on board here with Travis Everett, he's got Brad Harris in behind him in that Kelly Blue Book machine. And then we got Brandon Leclerc in the old throwback Skull machine in behind. These three drivers battling it out for 6th place, just outside the top 5.
Yeah, and I wonder if since Toppings named this league the Tobacco Road Series, I wonder if he's Tar Heel or if he's a Blue Devil.
We'll have to see if we can find out. Maybe he's NC State. Who knows? We'll have to find out as we hop back on board. We're with Jordan Fisher, who promptly going to tag the wall coming out of the start-finish line. But he's got the lap car of Bruce Velasquez with some new rubber moving around him. So you see the difference there. Although Velasquez is a lap car with that fresh tires, able to quickly move around our top drivers.
Yeah, that's going to allow McRae to close in on Fisher right here.
Yeah, it looks like McRae's fallen back a little bit. Last we checked in with them, he was right up behind Fisher, putting some pressure on him, but falling back a little bit. I wonder if maybe this is trying to conserve his tires a little bit. As we mentioned, looked like he might have conserved them early on. A little better than Fisher and Smith did. He was able to close that gap, but maybe going back into kind of tire conservation mode here.
The interesting thing about this race is everybody's just trying to make it a one-stop race. You know, one more stop. And that's crazy how they're trying to cut. Some people are trying to make it a one-stop race, but it's crazy how they're cutting these pit stops in half as they're just running around out there. But great. I've never seen strategy like that before, Rob.
It probably helps that they have more than enough set of tires too as well, where the tires really don't have much effect on when they pit. It's just a matter of if there's a yellow that comes out, they're coming to get tires. But as I said, I'd love to see some green flag stops here, just to kind of throw that little bit of strategy in there. See if maybe a driver, you know, it's common term in the road side of racing where we talk about the undercut and the overcut, where you come into the pits a little earlier than maybe the car you're chasing, try and get in there, take advantage of some fresh tires, get back out on track and run a couple quick laps. So when they come in, you've closed that gap and maybe even pulled ahead of them. So it'd be something interesting to try and see if maybe somebody can deploy a little bit of strategy, come in earlier and see if maybe they can get ahead of the driver ahead of them. But right now, Regelbrug looking comfortable up front as he's starting to open that gap back up over Fisher now, just over a second up ahead.
Yeah, just up there, just over a second. But I mean, James McRae, if he gets to the back of Jordan Fisher, he's gonna get that position, and I'm hoping that that doesn't take up too much time and he's able to get up to Regelbrug and try to get that position.
Yeah, we'll see when we get there, I guess. But let's take a look. Joseph Smith falling back a little bit. Kyle Ethier's gotten around him. Smith falling down to 5th place. Last time, one of the slower laps on track, 31.23. Now we saw him, I'm going to say about 3 or 4 laps ago, come out of the turn 4 onto the front straight and just kind of tag the wall on the right front. So I'm wondering maybe if he got a little bit of damage off that Emmett. I know you could knock the toe out a little bit on the car, so I'm wondering if maybe he's struggling a little bit. It looks like up into the wall again as he's trying to run that top side. Look at that car, a little bit not working the way he wants right now.
Yeah, and tough break. Of 64, Joseph Mojo Smith, had such a great run going, Rob, and now he finds himself back in 5th. But yeah, something is definitely wrong with that car.
Yeah, he's getting caught quickly by Brad Harris and Blair Saunders in behind. So I suspect they're licking their lips right now at the opportunity to get themselves into a top 5 position. So they're fairly happy just working together here, and they should be able to reel back in Smith quickly as they're catching him fairly quick. That car is not happy as Smith, so we'll see maybe if we get a yellow, if we can get a little bit of repairs done and maybe control the bleeding here, maybe tie it off, put a little knot on the bleeding, throw a band-aid on the car and get back out on track. But right now, nobody wants a yellow more than Joseph Smith.
Yeah, for real. McRae is catching him though, man.
McRae, fastest lap on the track last time by, only a couple hundredths over Jordan Fisher, with these two drivers really pushing the limit, trying to reel in Regelbrug. Regelbrug only about 300 or 400 slower last time by, but you see that they're the top 3 right now, class of the race, putting in the quickest laps. Our only drivers right now moving into the high 30 seconds, with a lot of the other drivers running 31-second lap times right now.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think McRae's backing off? I mean, not McRae. Do you think Regelbrug is backing off to save fuel?
He could. He could. We just had a driver come on the radio that they're pitting this time, so we're going to see, we're going to see some green flag pit stops, but just as that happened, looks like something happened to Dustin Hardy. We'll take a look at that here in a moment, but Hardy potentially going to be the cause of our next caution here as he's slowing on the apron.
Yeah, slowing big time.
See if we can... Oh, looks like he just got loose coming out. Tried to collect it up. Just got into a massive tank slapper. And around he went. I'm actually surprised we got a yellow on that, just being a single car spin off the wall. But either way, we're under caution.
Did another great job. Watch it again. As I was watching it, that car didn't go all the way around. I mean, he just drifted. Did a nice job right here. Look, man, that car's all kinds of loose, but it did on the other side.
Yeah, but just got a little loose, but what a save though.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned, that's twice that we've seen him save a potential slide into somebody else. So Dustin Hardy might be getting the little bit of the handshake, slow claps from the rest of the field here this evening, avoiding any real carnage for his cautions that he's brought out.
Yeah, definitely. Getting a little golf clap.
Yeah. There we go. The leader going to come in, and I suspect the entire field will come in and get some rubber, but Regelbrug going to lead them down pit lane.
Yeah,
so now we do battle of the pit crews.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting right here. I tell you, a cool feature with iRacing is the fact that you can dress up your pit crew.
I've seen some interesting pit crew garb, we'll say, on some racers, but it looks like Jordan Fisher kind of missed his pit stall a little bit there, had to back it up, so that's going to cost him a little bit of time. Regelbrug, I suspect, should possibly come back out in the lead. He's his first car down and away. Looks like James McRae going to get himself up into second place. He's going to leapfrog Jordan Fisher with that little bit slower stop from Fisher and Joseph Smith. In and out of pit road, back up into third place. So we'll see how much damage he was able to get fixed on that car, Emmett.
I was about to say, it looks like it looks like we thought Mojo had damage, but it's looking like he might not have had any damage, Rob.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can get a shot of the other side of the car. Actually, hold on here. I believe I should be able to get a shot of the car, because I believe his damage was on the right side here, and actually that car looking fairly clean right now, so we'll see what kind of pace that he can have now that he's got that car repaired back in, got himself in third place. We know McRae's been strong the last green flag run. Regelbrug's been strong all race. Kyle Ethier got himself up into 4th place. Gain of 9 spots. So nice race shaping up there for Kyle Ethier. Jordan Fisher, our pole sitter, going to fall back down to 5th. So we know he's got the pace. We'll see if he's able to conserve his equipment a little bit longer here on this potential next green flag run.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully hopefully we run all the way to the finish under green.
Yeah, let's take a look at our recap here. We're in lap 77 of 120, so about 43 to go this time. 4 cautions for 12 laps and only 2 lead changes, Emmett. So as you mentioned, it'd be nice to see a nice green flag run to the end here for this one. But first, we got to get going green, and we got to get all the cars through the first couple corners, and then we can see who's been saving their stuff, who's found a little bit of extra time through the corners, who's maybe found a draft partner to work with.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. You know, you were talking about you were at Daytona last week. We think Daytona we can draft, but yeah, like I was saying, Kansas has turned into an aero track as well.
Yeah, it's a different aero track because you got the 3 lanes that you can work all the way through, and it's just a matter of finding which one works the best for you. But Regelbrug getting a nice jump. McRae a little slower on the draw there. Mojo looking up the inside. He's actually get a little help from Jordan Fisher to take that position away from McRae.
Yeah, just trying to get that position away, but look at the 8 of Ether all over the back of McRae, but that's going to allow McRae to get the drafting help as he's trying to.
Yeah, the 61 of Saunders going to move around Ether. Ether going to go to the bottom. Looks like McRae going to kind of come down and get a little more of that bump draft that Ether was offering him early on. But single file right now, Emmett, I was kind of surprised. We saw alternating lines from all these drivers. The last green flag run. Looks like they're going to try and stay single file for the most part early on in this run.
Yeah, this is what I expected to see at the beginning of the race, and we saw the multi-groove at the beginning, but now we're seeing the single groove racing, which is unbelievable, but they're all just probably trying to form up so they can challenge old Mr. Ricklebrug, maybe.
I just heard somebody come on the radio, so they got a little bit of damage there. We see a couple cars up into the wall, but we're still green. So thankfully we'll keep going, but Regelbrug got himself back out front. Now it's up to Joseph Smith to try and chase him back again. He's going to get up into that outside wall. So flirting with danger here again early on, Emmett. We saw he lost a bunch of pace last time by a couple too many hits of the wall. So hopefully he's able to keep that car a little cleaner this run. But it looks like Jordan Fisher might have tapped the wall a little bit too as well, coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I thought maybe he did tap the wall, but I mean, as this race goes on, I mean, we are getting down to the nitty gritty, Rob. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys, how aggressive they are, if they want to save their stuff. What I'd do if I was a driver is if I'm trying to catch the leader, I'm making them burn up their stuff while I'm trying to maintain my stuff. And that's the hardest thing to do as a driver, because they're telling you to push the pace, but while you're pushing the pace, be able to maintain your stuff and not burn up your tires. Let them burn up theirs.
Yeah, that's what separates the good drivers from the average drivers, right? It's a matter of knowing when to go, when to save, and we've seen a little bit of a different strategy, as you just mentioned here throughout the race. A couple drivers been able to save their equipment early on the run, be a little more potent at the end, where we've seen some guys that really throw caution to the wind early on, hoping for a number of cautions where they can just use up those tires, get in and throw some new ones on. Where James McRae, we've seen him, he was able to save his equipment last time by. Jordan Fisher again up into the wall, so he's flirting with some danger. Actually looks like it's going to compromise his exit, as James McRae got a nice run on him there. Wasn't quite able to make the pass though.
Oh, man, he threw that block on McRae right there on that high side, because he saw McRae trying to shoot down to the inside, and that cut off all of McRae's momentum, because McRae was just going to rocket past him. But great move by Jordan Fisher to cut off the momentum from the 27.
Yeah, we'll see if Fisher gets into the wall again this time by. That's where he got into it last time. Able to keep it off. So that's going to keep James McRae in behind him. But we got a battle going on in behind with Blair Saunders and Brad Harris. Brad Harris getting a nice run up on the top side. We'll see if he makes a move down into turn 3. You know, he's going to run the top side again, where Saunders elects to go to the apron. He's got Ether up ahead, providing him a little bit of draft that should keep him just ahead of Harris, but now they're going to swap positions. Harris is going to go to the apron, and I think he's going to make that pass.
Yeah, Harris making the pass. Of course, I mean, if anybody out there is watching that's a NASCAR fan, you know what happened on Sunday with that Kelly Blue Book number 9, which was awesome. But yeah, great pass he made right there. I didn't know this, but Chase actually restarted 10th and won that race. That was crazy.
Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't watched the race yet, but it's Wednesday evening. If you haven't watched it by now, that's your luck.
I usually don't do it on the night, but I mean, come on. I mean, the Roval's about to happen, so I mean, get on the DVR and watch it if you haven't watched it.
That's right. Ronald Brelin, a nice run for him, just inside the top 12 in 11th place. He's got fellow Toyota driver Jeff Herrick up ahead. Travis Everett, not the night he was probably envisioning, down 7 spots in 9th place right now after starting on the outside of the pole. So we'll see if maybe he's just been saving his equipment, Emmett, maybe trying to bide some time. But if that's the case, he's got to get going here now, as we're down to about 32 laps to go in this one.
Yeah, and you know, we were talking about, Cole Trickle. There's a City Chevrolet up there.
Yeah, that's right. Days of Thunder. We just need a flow paint scheme and mellow yellow, and we'll be all set.
Yep, and then we get a Hardee's on the other cars. That will be good to go too.
Yeah, nobody wants to be Cole Wheeler though.
Yeah,
or Russ Wheeler. Sorry, nobody wants to be Russ.
Russ Wheeler.
Xavier Regelberg, though, still comfortable up front, currently holding 6/10 over Joseph Smith. Now, I'm wondering here now, maybe Mojo trying to save some equipment, Emmett? Trying to save it for a little longer run, potentially?
That's what I'm thinking, because he's backed up quite a bit, and both Fisher and McRae have caught up to him, as McRae still trying to get around Fisher. I mean, Fisher is doing a great job on the defensive side, but McRae, he can't. If he wants to win this race, he needs to just lay out just a hair, because he doesn't want to burn up his stuff and take him out of contention for this win.
Yeah, it's a matter. Oh, see Fisher up into the wall again.
He got him. Maybe.
We'll see. Fisher going to take the top side. That's going to carry a little more pace, but looks like McRae has it. But can he stay there now? We've seen them, these two drivers, I mean, we've seen them leapfrogging back and forth a number of times, but they are catching up to Joseph Smith up ahead. So like I said, I wonder if maybe Smith's saving a little bit of tire, conserving some tire here for potential green flag run to the end. But Kyle Ether lurking in behind there too as well. Brad Harris, they're not far back in this battle as well. You see them lurking, that blue AC Delco machine and then the Kelly Blue Book machine of Harris. So our top 6 drivers all here within about a second and a half of each other still.
Yeah, we're getting down to about what? Let's see.
28 to go.
28 to go, yeah. That's what I was trying to do math in my head. And
I only know it because as you started doing the math, the timing tower switched over to laps to go.
Oh, sweet. Sweet. Yes. I see that now. But I was looking at your top ticker. But yeah. Oh, man. What a race, though. If anybody's got anything, I think it's got to be McRae. I think McRae is the only one that can get Rigglebrug. But if we get a caution, throw that out the window, because it's any man's race.
I wouldn't count out Kyle Ether, though, either right now, as he's moved around Fisher, too, as well. So we saw him, he's picked up about 3 or 4 positions here in the last couple laps, and he's really pushing forward. So we'll see if he's able to pull in McRae and potentially make a run at Smith. But McRae now right on the back of Joseph Smith's bumper.
Yeah, McRae just trying to get this position. After he had to be getting annoyed with Fisher for real.
Yeah, they had a nice little battle. Thankfully, it was just clean. They gave each other plenty of space. That's what you like to see. Battle it out, keep plenty of space. You know, make it happen on track and not in the pits. But they're starting to reel in Regelbrook too as well, as they've taken about 2-3 tenths almost out of his lead early on, or if they had early on here. Now it's down to just about 6 tenths. It was almost a second last time we checked in. So again, I wonder if maybe Regelbrook trying to save a little bit of tires here too as well, as we're getting into the closing stages.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder as well. But look at McRae. I mean, he's just sitting there. Just now he's going to try to. Oh man, see, that's what it was. He got Fisher arrow loose. So great job by McRae. Like I said, oh well, that time that was all on Smith right there. But the first time he did give him a little arrow loose. So I think that's what he did to Fisher, and it was totally clean. But yeah, great move by McRae right there, as he's able to, for the moment, slide up in front of Smith.
Yeah, we'll see if Smith's able to get him back on the bottom side now. But it looks like Smith not able to carry the pace through the bottom like McRae has. He's trying to slide up to the top, but McRae going to hold on to that spot. So we'll see if McRae can pull in Regelbrook. As well, they battled. That allowed Regelbrook to open up another couple tenths, but he's got a number of cars. It's a 5-car pack trying to reel in our leader right now. So Regelbrook feeling a little bit like the rabbit out front of the Greyhounds at the dash.
Yeah, definitely playing some Greyhounds and Guineas. Oh, man.
Keep an eye on Smith, see if he's learned something from James McRae here. Maybe a line working a little better for him. But Jordan Fisher, our pole sitter, interesting race for him. Fell down to the back of the pack early on, had to come in, serve that black flag. We still don't know what that black flag was for. I'm very curious what the leader would get a black flag for to start the race. So I'm very interested to find out what happened there. But worked his way back up towards the front. Couple wall hits here definitely caused him a little bit of damage, potentially slowing down a little bit. Falling to 5th place. He's got Brad Harris now in behind him, trying to take away that 5th place position.
Yeah, trying to take away that 5th place position. Brad Harris doing a great job in the number 9 Kelly Blue Book. Chevy, seeing him right here as he's trying to get up to the high side and work on Fisher for the 5th spot.
Yeah, Fisher going to hold that final spot in the top 5 for now. But spot back a little bit here. Blair Saunders and Will Moore. Will Moore currently holding down 8th place in the Ford, just up ahead. Fastnall machine. He's got Blair Saunders, the 61 Tight Moon car in behind, trying to chase him down. It's our, other than our lead battle here, this is our closest battle on track right now with the rest of the field. Fairly spaced out with a number of drivers falling out of this one via attrition and incidents early on.
Yeah, definitely. Showing this is separating the men from the boys, to be honest.
Joseph Smith was able to get back around James McRae to get back up into 2nd place. Let's take a quick look here and see how that unfolded. So McRae was running the top side. Smith elects to take the apron, and he's going to come up and I believe box out McRae. Oh no, he's going to stay on the bottom side too again. Couldn't get it done on the front straight. Had to get it done into turn 1 and 2. So Mojo found a little more pace, get himself back up into 2nd place. We'll see if McRae able to get back by.
Yeah, see if McRae's able to get back by him on the inside. And for the moment, he's going to slide up. Oh, they got a lap car right there.
Yeah,
that's going to allow him to take the position.
Yeah, it's Scott Matthews in the City Chev, but Yeah, Ether right there.
Shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, I said not too long ago, let's not count him out. He's showing some quick pace the last few laps here. So see if he's able to put some pressure on Mojo, who now has got fallen back to third as McRae gotten back around him. But Mojo looking down the bottom side again. What a battle for second place right now, Emmett.
Yeah, definitely a heck of a battle going on. And now we're going to throw Kyle Ether in there because Ether just drove past Smith, Mojo Smith, and now he's got his eyes set on James McRae.
Yeah, let's see if he's able to make that move around McRae, how quickly he can do it. So that bottom line working real well for Ether. He's able to carry a ton of pace through there, really closing in on McRae. As they head into turn 3 and 4.
You know, we were talking about people saving. I think Mr. Kyle Ether was saving his tires big time.
Almost looked like he backed out of there, wasn't ready to make the move.
Yeah.
Oh, Smith through
Oh,
the
he's
grass.
on the grass.
What a save.
Uh-oh. That's not going to be good because Jordan Fisher's got so much speed. It's a good thing he didn't run him in the back.
Yeah, Fisher going to go to the bottom. He's definitely going to be carrying more pace as Joseph Smith's just getting back up to pace here. He's probably going to lose the position to Brad Harris too as well, the Kelly Blue Book machine. So Smith going to go from second place down to 5th right now, but fighting back on the underside of Jordan Fisher. As we got 13 to go, Emmett.
Yeah, 13 to go. I mean, like I said, Rob, this was good. This race was going to go by pretty quick, and it has. Definitely only a couple cautions, and we're getting ready to see lap traffic, so it's going to be interesting how these cars handle.
Oof. Fisher kind of... Oh, no, Smith.
Oh, there he goes.
Through the grass
Dang.
again. Is he going to collect it up again this time? Could he do it 2 for 2 here?
Damn it. Oh, man.
Not as
Wow, no
graceful
caution.
as the first time, but slow clap for Joseph Smith there.
Yeah, he must have been taking lessons from Hardy for sure.
Yeah, Dustin Hardy, Joseph Smith, hats off to those two drivers tonight, being able to keep the car out of other cars, off of the wall, and keep us under green for the most part. But James McRae up in the second now. Kyle Ether right there. Fortunately, that battling, though, has allowed Regelbrug to open up 1.2 seconds. What do you think the chances are right now, Emmett, of McRae and Ether reeling in our leader?
Well, the thing is, Regelbrug has caught lap traffic, so the only good thing that these guys have got going is if Regelbrug isn't able to get through lap traffic as fast as he should be able to.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on how lap traffic comes into effect this one, but Ether and McRae still battling it out. Ether still working that bottom line. Seems to work real well for him, where McRae running a little higher up now, trying to carry a little more pace, top speed through the corners, but I think Ether might have a little more tires saved up to this point.
Yeah, I think he does, Rob, and you see right here, Ether, I mean, the way he's able to just drive that thing on the bottom, you could definitely tell it. Look at James McRae. He's able to cut off the momentum from Ether using that bottom line, and Ether's right there in his tracks. He's like a lion just waiting to pounce, and right here he's going to shoot to the high side because McRae's going to take away his line, but McRae doing a great job keeping Ether behind him.
Yeah, well done by him. We've got Just Jay in chat saying Mojo doing some lawn work, so maybe Joseph Smith should start a landscaping company, Mojo's Lawn Care. If you're you need your grass cut at all, just let him know. He'll bring his next gen car over and clean it right up for you. So we are under 10 to go with 8 laps left in this one. A final push for the checker flag, Emmett. So we haven't seen McRae and Ether be able to do anything about Regelbrug up ahead. Actually, Regelbrug's been able to open up that gap another 10th or 2 as they've navigated through the lap traffic, being able to use the draft off those cars up ahead of them and continue to pull away. So looks like it's going to be a battle for second place between McRae and Ethier, as it doesn't look like they're going to be able to offer anything up here for Regelbrug.
Yeah, Regelbrug looks like he is checked out of this one, but I'm not chancing it because I've chanced it. I've jinxed it so many times. So I'm just gonna be quiet about that situation. But I mean, yeah, I mean nobody other than, and this is what tells me about Fisher. So Fisher was the pole sitter. If Fisher doesn't get that black flag, I don't think Fisher can control this race like Regelbrug has since he took that lead.
Yeah, it's that's something I've always personally struggled with oval racing, is I can go quick for a lap or two, but on a long run I just don't have the skill to save some tires. Now Jordan Fisher, 3.2k rating driver, probably has a little more skill than me in my 2000 I rating, but it's just I can go fast for a lap or two, but I just don't have that long run pace where it looks like Xavier Regelbrug has really showed us he's had that full race pace here, from being able to get a nice jump when we go back green to be able to hold off really any charge and even open up that gap. So he's going to cross the line with 4 to go here. And
What is it?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what's on that car? Because I see it's pink or fluorescent magenta.
Oh, the logo on the front. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure what he's got on there. It's a little hard to read the graphics on the side, but yeah, it looks like a P. Maybe his cheering squad in chat can let us know.
Yeah, maybe they can.
We got Brad Harris putting some pressure on Ethier. Ethier's fallen way back off of McRae now. Looks like he might have used up his equipment here. Emmett trying to push forward to McRae, and now fading back as Brad Harris looks to the bottom of Ethier, trying to take away third spot, final step on the podium here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he's definitely lost his footing, and tough break for Ethier.
Yeah, he's going to give up that position. That's going to move Brad Harris up into third. It's +5 positions for the day for Harris, but Ethier himself still gained 9 positions for this race. But James McRae, story of the day, came on strong about halfway through the race and really pushed his way forward. Been well versed out here. He's got Jack Humbert up ahead of him. Jack, a rough race for him, a couple laps down, but Regelbrug continues to open up that gap. 1.6 seconds with 2 laps to go. He's going to get the white flag this time by as he crosses the line.
Yeah, what a race. I mean, just pure dominance for Regelbrug. And I thought I saw when we were reading off the grid, was that a Greek flag on his name?
Regelbrug, he is rocking the Greek flag, yes.
Wow.
Greece flag, I should say.
So, heroes, what is it? Gyros, gyros for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's eating well tonight. Out of turn 4 and across the line, Xavier Regelbrug going to take week number 2 here. Congratulations to him. James McRae with second place. Brad Harris going to round out the podium. Kyle Ethier falls to 4th. Jordan Fisher going to round out our top 5. So well done to all of our drivers. Some nice, skillful saves in this one. A lot of drivers taking a trip through the grass, able to hold on to the car and not throw up a caution. But hell of a race here at Kansas, Emmett.
Yeah, great race. Congrats to Mr. Xavier Regelbrug. I'm going to get his name down. But heck of a race for him. Great job showing his racecraft off to just, I mean, take him behind the woodshed, to, as they'd say.
He's going to throw up the celebratory spin and donuts onto the grass. He's right now trying to cut the grass of Joseph Smith's landscaping company right there, undercutting his business. But hats off to Xavier Regelbrug taking week 2 win. Let's take a look at our official, unofficial results here. As we see, Xavier Regelbrug, the Chesapeake Racing driver, taking top spot. James McRae will come home in second. Brad Harris rounds out the podium. Kyle Ethier in 4th. Jordan Fisher in 5th, Moore, Sanders, Herrick, Leclerc, and Everett rounding out your top 10. Johnson, Braylon, Humbert, Matthews, Smith, Toppings, Hardy, and Velasquez round out your top 18 drivers. Evan Stewart, Guillermo Oliveira, Aiden Darza, Michael Peden, and Jonathan Pereira occupy the used car parking lot out back of the stadium. So if you're looking for a spare car, go see them. They'll have one ready for you.
I was going to say, I used to do a race with this guy, and he said they're the winners of the race to the beer stand.
That's right. First one to the hot dogs and beer.
Yeah.
But it looks like we've got James McRae in the waiting room here. We'll bring in James McRae. James, hell of a race out there. You were able to find your way up towards the front, towards the middle of the pack, and just kind of kept working forward from there. Was that the strategy you had developed early on to try and save your equipment for the end?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't know really how the race was going to go out, but I always just try to plan for the long run just in case. And yeah, just kind of try to save early, fell back a little bit, worked my way back up. Just about got up there, but just used up a little bit too much trying to get around the 31, I think it was.
Yeah, the 31 was, hold on. Trying to remember, 31 is Joseph Smith. Yeah. Yeah, you and Joseph battled out for a little while there. Joseph took a couple trips through the grass, and we've actually nominated him for a landscaping job too as well. So, but well done to you. You look like you're the master of saving your equipment. Do you think if the race would have had maybe one more caution, another 15 laps or so, you might have had something to offer for Regalbrug?
I don't know. It seemed like I didn't really have the short run speed. I don't know how that would have played out if there was more another caution there. So I felt like I probably would have got shuffled around a little bit.
Next week we head to Dover. How comfortable of a driver are you there at Dover? I know it can be real tight confines, and really anything can really kick off at Dover. But how are you feeling heading into week 3?
I like Dover. It's one of my favorite short tracks, I guess, because it's just so fast. Yeah, just hope to get in a good rhythm.
Excellent stuff. Best of luck to you next week, James. Anybody you want to shout out here before we let you go?
Yeah, you guys putting on the broadcast, and you guys put Chris and them putting on the league, and my girlfriend and my mom out there watching.
Excellent stuff, James. Well, best of luck to you next week. Hopefully we see you at the sharp end of the field, and take care.
Yeah, thank you.
That was second place, James McRae. Now let's bring in our leader who pretty much took it from pole to pole here, Xavier Regalbrug, to catch up with Emmett Crow.
What's up, man? Xavier, hey, what's up, man? Dude, like I said, I told Rob, I said, you took him behind the woodshed tonight. Talk about how you were able to just flat out dominate this race and keep your stuff and your equipment and your emotions intact. How were you able to win this race?
Oh my God, I was not expecting to come in here and just flat out dominate. I just wanted to come in here, get a good points night because Daytona didn't go my way. Unfortunately, some hardware issues, net code, and then the weird 2 packs kind of thing kind of screwed me over. But oh my God, tonight, unfortunately, my teammate Jordan, he got a penalty on the start. He went a bit too early, so that dropped him back. And then I don't know, after that, I just kind of set sail, just kept looking forward. Maybe some little dirty tactics, trying to run the same lanes as people behind me, try and keep them behind me. But you know, it's the next gen car. What else am I supposed to do? Yeah, I mean, hell of a night for me. Second win in a row. Just got another win last night in the league. I mean, it's going great right now.
All right, yeah, I was joking. I saw the Greek flag and I said, I don't know how y'all say it. Is it gyros or gyros?
Yeah, euros.
Euros. Yeah, I said euros for everybody. Oh man. So let me ask you this. So next week y'all head to Dover. Bristol's big brother. Miles, it's the Monster Mile. How do you feel about your chances on going back to back?
Well, I don't have too much track time at Dover, so I won't say much, but once I get used to the track and, ran a couple laps there, I should be a top 5 car at bare minimum, I hope. That's my goal for every race this season, be a top 5 car, bare minimum. I want to keep my head in this for the championship. Obviously, want to go out and win that. The only thing I'm worried about Dover are wrecks because of how wall physics are in this game. Someone wrecks to the inside, they're just going to bounce up the track, collect half the field. That's really the only thing I'm worried about.
All right. Well, is there anyone you'd like to thank out there before we let you go?
Well, of course, I want to thank everyone who was in the chat for me, coming out here and supporting me. That'd be, let's see, who's in the chat tonight? We got Jason in the chat. We got my grandma, my aunt, and Jason. Nice to see y'all come out here. I don't know who else was in here. I bet there was a couple more guys that didn't comment, but I appreciate y'all coming out every night watching me race. I want to give a big shout out to my sponsor. Thank you very much, Nani, for sponsoring me. Now you got even more money to pay me, so pay up.
I'm sorry to cut you off. What is the P on the car?
No, the P?
Yeah.
It's my cousin's company Plush. They go out and they're like a record, like a record label, and they also host concerts and like events out here in California.
Nice.
So I appreciate the sponsorship, and again, give me my money. And also want to shout out all my teammates out here tonight. Let's see, who was all in here tonight? Of course, Jordan. Hell of a race. Joseph, he got a little squirrely there at the end, but
we said he's going to open up his own landscaping business.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to Dustin, Evan, all those guys. And shout out to my team owner, Chris, and Jordan as well. Appreciate y'all for giving me these opportunities. Appreciate it every day.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you at Dover.
All right, I'll see y'all.
All right, Rob.
Excellent stuff. That was our winner, Xavier Rigglebrug. Well done to him. We'll see if he can go back-to-back next week at Dover. But that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us here at Kansas Speedway for week 2. You'll catch us back here, same time, same place. Next week for Dover, it should be a drastically different scenario than what we saw here tonight in Kansas and last week at Daytona. Really tight confines. Anything can happen there. But thanks again, Emmett Crow. First race with Racer Nexus here. Myself, Rob Campbell. We'll catch you next week. Bye for now.